So everybody want to change their life. He want to change his life. She want to change his life. You want to change your life. And shoot, I want to change my life. Who doesn't want to change their life? You feel me? But my thing is like when people tell you change your life, this is how you can change your life, blah, blah, blah. They make it seem like it's going to be the easiest thing in the world. Like changing your life is going to be at the snap of a finger. And when they present you with those things about how you can change your life, how you can do this and move up in life, it's always the biggest task, how to go from 0 to 20 mil in 1 year. Like, okay, I understand that you can go from $0 to $20 million, but tell me the real. Tell me how I'm going to have to sacrifice my friends and family. Tell me how I'm going to have to sacrifice my time and how I'm going to have to sacrifice a good amount of my mental health. Tell me these things, you feel me? They be making it seem like it's going to be the easiest thing in the world. Like you won't have to sacrifice damn near everything to get to that. A lot of these people you see that change their life really, really drastically in just 1 year, they had to go through some things for that. They had to really give it up. You know, it wasn't something that just happened. And a lot of people, when they go on YouTube and search up how to change my life, I want to change my life, they search all those keywords up, right? And then you see all those videos pop up. They start thinking to themselves, okay, they make it seem like it's easy. So they think it's really easy. So then they go out there and try to change their life. They try to do exactly what was said in that video. And then they start getting hit. Then things start going left. Things not working out the way the video said. And now they're overwhelmed and they don't want to keep on going. There was a period in my life when I just disappeared for good. And I was very, very anal about where I wanted my life to go. And I was trying so hard to accomplish a certain thing. Now, during that time, mentally, it was draining. Like, I feel like I lost myself a lot during that time. It was the hardest thing I think I've went through so far. Like, it was no joke, just being isolated. No one knew what I was up to. It was just me. I knew what I was doing. That was enough. And I was just trying so hard to get there. At the end, when I finally did what I had to do, bro, it was cool. Like, yeah, I was happy that I got there. But the fact that I didn't have my friends to celebrate it with, I didn't have my family to celebrate it with, because now we had this bridge between us. And the bridge wasn't there before. I was the one who created that bridge. We had this bridge between us. So after I had accomplished what I set out to accomplish in the first place, I had to then go back and try to mend those bridges. I had to try and bring my friends together. I had to try and bring my family together. So now, in the midst of that, while I'm working on trying to repair my relationships, the thing I worked so hard on, my business, worked so hard on to build up, started going down, because now my focus was no longer on my business. It was now on my family. So what ended up happening was my business fell and I got my relationship back. So it's either one or two things. It's either you distance yourself and you sacrifice friends, family, your social life, whatever, and you get to the top, or you try your very hardest to balance both of them. And me personally, I feel like if you're trying to change your life drastically, it's going to be a very, very hard thing to balance both your goal and your personal life at the same time. I think that's going to be very hard. You're going to have to sacrifice something, which is why it always baffles me when I see people say stuff like how to change your life in 6 months and 1 year. And the thing they're telling you to do in the 6 months and the year is massive. See, my problem isn't that you can change your life in 6 months to 1 year. My problem is the goal that they are saying you can achieve. Okay, it all depends on the person too. If you had already made $1 million before, right? You made $1 million before in your lifetime. You know how to make that money. If you got a goal or someone proposed to you and say, listen, I want you to make like 20 million in 1 year. Okay, that's kind of reasonable because you already made $1 million before. You just gotta make it 19 more times. All right, you would know. You would know because that's reasonable to you. But it's different if, let's say, to the average Joe, touching 50K to 100K a year, and you come up to them talking about I want you to make 20 million that year. Okay, that's wild. That's wild. They're gonna have to do a whole lot of things. They're gonna have to sacrifice a lot just to get there. And by the time they get there, their mental health is going to be trash. Steve Jobs said this amazing thing before he died. He said, I'm not gonna quote it word for word, bar for bar, but to simplify it, he was basically saying, you can have a Timex watch or a Rolex, and they're both gonna tell you the same time. You can drive a Lamborghini or a freaking Jeep 2005, and they're both going to get you to the same location. You can have a 50,000 square feet home or a 1,200 square feet home, and you're still gonna feel lonely in the both of them. What he was trying to get at is it's not really about where you're at in life. It's how you treat life, how you treat it, what you do with the life that you have been given. You see, a lot of us, we chase these materialistic things. We're always chasing the bigger thing. But at the end of the day, that millionaire that drives his Rolls Royce to the supermarket, he's doing the same thing that you're doing when you drive your old car to the supermarket. You both are getting there regardless. Y'all both getting there regardless. Your true happiness is not dictated by what is in the world, the materialistic things in the world. It is dictated by the little things. At least for me, I know that my car one day can get into an accident and it'll be wrecked. I know that this crib I'm in can catch on fire. I know a lot of the things I have right now that do not speak back to me, I can't have a conversation with. One day they'll be gone. But when I sit down with my little sister, when I talk to my brother, when I talk to my friends, and I have good conversations, and I have those laughs where, you know, you feel like you're gonna vomit, and those type of laughs is so uncontrollable. When I have those moments, I cherish those moments a lot more than when I hop in my car and I drive around. I've grown to start appreciating where I am in life. I've grown to just love the fact that I'm just here. I'm just here. I've accomplished things. There's things I will accomplish in the future. But for right now, I am here. So the sudden pressure to always want to change your life and go from this to that really, really quick, it's just putting fire in your behind. And for what? For you to get there, for you to flex. Who's gonna applaud you at the end of it all? You feel me? Ask yourself, do you really want it, or are you just doing it because of the hype? A lot of us, we start things and we don't finish. We start trying to change our lives and we don't finish. We don't accomplish it. But the reason why we don't accomplish what we set out to do is simply because we didn't want to do it in the first place. We lied to ourselves. We told ourselves, this is what we want. This is what we need to be doing. But as soon as we get punched in the mouth out of nowhere, it's like, dang, I don't want to do this anymore. So you got to ask yourself, do you really want this? We got to stop lying to ourselves. Everybody want to be a millionaire these days. Everybody want to be a billionaire these days. Yeah, the money's cool, but ask yourself, do you want to really do that? Because you know what it takes. Do you know what it takes to pull that off? Especially if you weren't born with a silver spoon in your mouth. It takes a lot out of you. Now, ain't nothing wrong with just a 9-to-5, with stacking your money to the side, working until you're ready to retire. There's nothing wrong with that. I probably just said this and somebody looking at me just now probably like, man, I'm not trying to work for the white man for the rest of my life. Man, listen. If that was the truth, you wouldn't be here right now doing what you're doing. If that was the truth, you wouldn't be spending a whole bunch of time on social media every single day. But if that was the truth, you wouldn't be spending your paycheck every time you get paid. Like, you would actually actively be working on what you really want to do in life. So look at your actions. Look at what you do. You say you want to be rich, but on Fridays when you get paid, you blow it on the club. Look at your actions. Is it true? Do you really want to change your life? Another thing before I go, because I do got to go get my haircut. You do not have to do something drastic in order to change your life. Something as simple as I'm going to start putting my phone to the side when I'm out. It's changing your life because it's your life and you decided to make a little change in it. All right. It doesn't have to be this year I'm going to be making $100 million. It doesn't have to be that. If you want it to be that, then cool. But I'm saying it doesn't have to be. The tiniest changes that you make in your life is still a change. The tiniest steps a baby take is still a step. So I don't want you to go out there minimizing yourself, minimizing what you have done in your life thus far, all because it's not something post-worthy. All right. If you decided to start talking to your family more, that is a change in your life. You decided I'm gonna start mending the relationships in my family. That is a change in your life. If you decided I'm gonna get off social media, that is a change in your life. You're changing your life. It doesn't have to be something big. All right. That to you, even though it may seem small, it will have a big impact on your life later on. That is why I said what I said last time. Are you doing it because of the hype, or are you doing it because you truly want to do it? If you do not want to do the little things in your life, ask yourself why. Why isn't the big fishes that I'm trying to catch? Why am I only focused on trying to do something drastic? Do you want other people to see you? Is that what you want? The little things you do matter. If you decided to start learning how to cook, you're changing your life. Who knows? You might teach your future daughter or son how to cook, and they might become the greatest chef in the world. And now that just affected your entire bloodline. So the little things you do matter. And don't let anyone try to persuade you and feed you the lies that in order to change your life, you have to do something drastic. Thank you for watching.